Hello and welcome in. My name is DrumRollTony. We're doing some more beatbox reactions. This is Zer0 entitled Insane Beatbox Freestyle. It was recommended on the last reaction video I did. I'm excited. Let's go. Oh man, that is articulate. That bass tone, dude. Oh, nice extension. Okay. Oh my lord, dude. Oh yeah, dude. There it is. Okay. I hear all those layers, dude. Yeah, man, that's titled correctly, Insane Beatbox Freestyle. That's wild. Okay, I don't think I've heard a freestyle like that. We've heard a couple freestyles, but they've had like different components. This one, there was so many like dance grooves. Now, so half the comments will dig that I did that, and half the comments will not dig that. So now we're gonna go back and listen to it, and I will pause and stop my normal style. I gave you a free playthrough. There we go. Okay, now let's go back and check it out again. This beginning like airway stuff that's going on is really cool. It just completely, it's like a palette reset for the ears. And we even have some, there's even some fidelity. We play with like the frequency, even in that. That's cool, man. And there it is again, dude. It totally dips down. The backbeat is cool there, but to me, it's like the reverse, like kind of cymbal, reverse suspended cymbal choke sound. That this is really hip, man. get it again, man. Theme and variations. So we're getting quite a bit of it. All the beats are cool. All the 6-note triplet stuff's cool. But like for me, I just think it's cooler to wrap in a metal sound, plates, you know, like cymbals into what's going on and make it like musical and like thematic, and it's cool. Like that's just my opinion on that. Did you hear that type of snare though? That's loud as fuck. My lord, dude. Now this is it. It's cool we get that like funky bass sound, but that's cool. We've heard that a couple times. But what's more cool to me, and it's probably not like, I'm sure the bass thing is harder to do. I just dig how the articulations of the I don't know how do you even make this? Is he like TH? I don't know how to fucking do that at all. Anyway, the whole point in me geeking out over it, it's so percussive. Like, it's like if you took a piece, it's like you'd take a piece of paper and do like that, you know? It's so sharp, but he's doing it so often. I don't know what syllable you're saying or which way the air is going or what's going on with the tongue on the lip or the top of the mouth to create that. It's pretty cool. Even right there, we have accents and like there's still different dynamic levels within that articulation. Even triple eighth, we still have like a little bit of a play, a little bit like flow adjustment. We're just elongating those eighth notes a little bit. That's super musical, man, because if you just play it, yeah, it's the same rhythm, but it's not as cool. This is much cooler to give it that little lifeblood because that's what makes it musical. Oh my God, dude. Listen to the little melody in there, dude. This is the shit. Bum 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 bum. Man, we got the bass in there. All the different. I don't know how to say all your terms. I appreciate y'all telling me and stuff, but there's no way I can remember. It's so freaking difficult. If this is not, when your life is not in beatbox, you know, it's very challenging to, you know, attempt. I just want that section again. So interesting, dude. There's got to be some in and out air stuff going on there. It's super fast, and then that stuff going on, but it's so much more complicated. I remember when like learning, like, you know, because in drumline, like it's part of our culture to like, you know, if the music, you know, is like very complicated, we always sing our parts together. It's part of like learning how to clean your beats. So it used to be going like that, like was kind of cool. That don't mean shit anymore, man. Once you start watching this, you're like, oh, well, I used to sing all my like syllable stuff with rhythms and stuff. Like you can have some very complicated notes on the page that are still like really cool and stuff, but like you're all singing the same way though. It never gets anything like this. So when you hear these kind of manipulations of what's going on with lips, mouth, throat, however else, airways, you know, we're making all this stuff. It's just nuts. It's some good shifts, dude. It's like we just put the gear shift over between duple and triple, and the flow, the return, there's obviously no hiccups. I'd imagine it's practiced at multiple tempos to get it this smooth at that speed. The splash cymbals. Yeah, that feels super complicated. That's like a little cadenza at the exit there to get us into this new groove. That's just a nice little feature percussion wise. You can totally hear the little tiny splash cymbals, even though obviously it's just a person, but you can hear what it's emulating, and then a fucking onslaught of notes to bring us into the next section. The reason that I think that's so fascinating is the notes are so quick, but we have such a, if you want to think of like where, you know, the invisible staff here of like, however a beatboxer organizes their arsenal of sounds they can make, you know, like, I don't know how to speak on this, but, you know, from like low end kick, you know, to like mid sounds to higher, you know, trebly cymbal type and snare sounds, I would assume, I'm only assuming, traversing between all of that, it's got to be pretty challenging as far as what is required, you know, because you're still only you know, like you still have to like, you have to have air and you have to do all these sounds, and the air's got to be going one direction or the other, and whatever you're doing, manipulating like with tongue and mouth and versus lips and positioning, it's just very interesting because aside from the human voice, every other thing we manipulate to make, and besides digital shit, like I'm not talking about creating music in DAWs or having programs or software do it for you. None of that. I'm talking about real shit. When you play an actual instrument, you have to have so much, you know, muscle memory to like how like a bow works or a pick or your hand versus like, are you playing something with frets or without frets? Like, do you have to worry about intonation? Like, I mean, obviously a freestyle has pros and cons. The major pro being you can't possibly be wrong because you're rolling solo and it's a freestyle. Like you don't need to blend with someone else. You don't need to clean your sound. You don't need to match pitch. You're not matching rhythms. You're not matching dynamic blends. There's no ensemble to be there. But the challenge is like you have so many displays of the art that are just, you're just on blast the whole time. So it's very interesting to hear. The whole point of bringing this up is to hear that speed and to hear the range, you know, like I just wonder what it would be like to talk to someone that does this and it'd be like, cool, like without like doing a freestyle, show me your low, like I just want to hear your low end basses and like hear the simulators to them. Like, cool. And like I'd want to hear them explain, well, here's my arsenal of what I can perform from a low end to a mid range to a high range, because, you know, improvisation, you know, when you really think about it, improvisation is not really improvisation. You're pulling out, you know, it's like when you speak to somebody, you're not like making up words. You're making up, you get taught how to like, how do vowels work? You know, how do consonants work? What, you know, like basic word construction. How do I say phrases? Like that's all, it's all the same in music. And I sit down, like I look at chord changes, you know, if I'm on jazz gig, you know, I'm like, oh, I got to take a solo. Like what key am in? Where's the changes going? What key are these 8 bars in, even though all these changes are happening here? And then you're like, okay, well, what exercises have I played? You know, these kind of things, like how many 2/5s are here? Like what's got to go on? Same with when you're playing drums, you know, it's like you have an arsenal of patterns. And as you do it more, obviously, when you do freestyle and you do improv, it's relative to everyone else around you, what's going on musically. You're always listening, you're listening and trying to react. You're playing to the room because every room has a different dynamic, etc. We're kind of tangenting here. But the point is, at some point, I do want to talk to somebody and I just want them to explain, because with like normal instruments, I've been in so many educational rooms and clinics, and I've heard like people that are amazing, like some of the best players in the world, talk about their instruments and how they play their instrument. But I've never heard a beatboxer talk about how they play their instrument. So I'm super not confused. I'm super curious, because when you watch stuff like this, my brain is just going, well, how the fuck is all this being done? Like that's the kind of stuff that I want to know. Man, I'm sorry. We're 14 minutes in the video. This freestyle is 3 minutes. We're not even through the analysis. I'm so sorry, but this is where my head goes. I don't know. I hope you're having a good time hanging out, but let's keep going. And then the shift. I really dig the bukopra. I dig that, man. Just take us out of the phrase for a second. Not really. Just let us know that there's a little variety there. The call, the response, and then that little funky noise, like that little duck noise. Man, this is great. Wow. The extension of and then all upbeat stuff coming out of that. That's super musical, man. I feel like everyone I know what it is drop back in, but and not had the upbeat become the new like the dominant factor of where we're focusing. Here it comes. Oh man. And then into the shift. So that makes complete sense, right? You play that lick, you come out of it. We take away the ground foundation, we're the ground foundation, we play in the ups, and then we go into our accelerando and we establish a new tempo. That's good compositional sketch work there. There you go, dude. That's very cool. I think the reason I like Zer0 so much right now is because all these demonstrations of these like really impressive techniques are done on top of grooves though. Like for me, like for this, especially for this kind of stuff, like the fact that it has focus, it's got groove, there's musicianship the entire way. That's really important to me. I do remember in the last battle that we watched, I don't remember the other dude's name, and I'm not like, this is not a throwing shade thing at all. This is just a noticing that sometimes some folks, and this is true in all instruments, by the way, sometimes we get in a spot where we're put, you know, we got to play what we can play. Sometimes the groove goes out the window. Like last weekend at Seahawks Drumline rehearsal, we were doing this one thing, and we got some players with some chops and stuff, but we got to a point where they needed to play something, and the groove side of it was lost to the I'm just going to throw as many notes out there side. And y'all, I mean, for those of you that play or that you beatbox or you've got, you know, you've been in it for a bit, you know, when like it's like slipping and falling. It's like, it was cool. You were running really fast, but you fell. Like if we lose sense of like keeping that crowd engagement, or like when people are dancing, like it doesn't work. So that's one of the reasons I like this one so much, is because there's so much groove establishment, and then the really like, you know, the virtuoso type, you know, talent gets put on top of that. There it is. Forward ostinato, pushed over the bar line, and then we changed that to a triplet bass pattern. Man, how fucking sick is that? Back about a good significant chunk. Yeah, man. Oh. And we just pull, you just in a lower gear, man. We just pull right back and just drop into that. Oh, that was cool because we got such clean 16-note triplets. It was like, when I'm going to say this, but it's not, I don't mean anything bad. It was the most basic fill that he's done so far, but then he just spun it on top of it. And then we just completely inverted it. That was like perfect design. Again, please. Here it comes. Yeah, man. Because when you play with time like that, that's what's really fun to be in the band. Like, and that's a moment where you are like, that's that moment like where you're running. Are you going to slip or not? Because when the drummer does something like that, you know, the audience will be like, whoa, where are we going? You know, like depends on how cool people are with their skills and how they're feeling music, and the musicians on the stage too, because you're like, how much can I mess with you right now and keep the groove, you know, the same and like cool, but also throw some things in. So this is a great example of how you can play with it, still throw some stuff in, but it doesn't go in a bad space. The novelty sound, man. Listen to that, dude. I can hear the rim click on the snare, dude. Even though we wouldn't like that, what that beat is from. This is a manipulation. It's the beatbox version, which is totally cool. But I can totally hear it. Like it's Earlier, I felt like I heard splash cymbals. I also felt like I heard a really cool sounding like rim shot, an accented rim shot, like a snare drum. I don't mean like cross stick rim shot. I mean like actual rim shot. And then right now, I feel like I can just hear like wood on rim of the snare drum. This is crazy. It's just a human. Right there. Variations of stuff we had earlier. Yeah, it's very cool. Okay, so I said what I needed to say. I'm sorry we made it a 20-minute video out of a 3.5. It just, there were some things to talk about. And yeah, so if you know anybody that would be down for like talking to me and explaining their like arsenal, I would love, that would be actually a really fun video to make. So let me know. Anyway, have a good one. My name is DrumRollTony. Catch me on live on Twitch. Link for all the socials down in the video description below. If you liked the video, thumbs up. If you did not like it, thumbs down. Subscribe to the channel, though, so you can catch the next one. Thank you so much for watching. YouTube thinks you should watch this video next. I appreciate you being here. Have a great day. Take it easy. Bye-bye.